Alright, so out here with another video. This guy again. We just got done doing a video together on the railroad bridge, so I suggested this place to him, the cemetery in the area. Gotta watch out for him. But this is in, what are we, Ransom Township, you said?
Yep.
It's in Ransom Township. We had passed this cemetery on an earlier date when we were out here another time with Sparky, so I thought I'd come back here again. I don't know a whole lot about this spot. One website called it the Ransom Poorhouse Cemetery. That it was here, but it might be just another cemetery that's here by the church. I heard that there's two cemeteries here maybe, but we'll see. And I think there's another cemetery way down below. That might be another video though. It has some cool history to it, but we're gonna walk around and check this place out. It's a little bit overgrown, a little bit creepy looking. It does always make good videos, so let's go check it out. There's the church. I know they've had some vandalism issues here in the past, so with people breaking the church windows and stuff. I'm actually gonna walk out front of the church, get a look from the front, I think. Yeah, here's a view from the church from the front. It's that typical old church look to it. Because I think they have done some restoration work to it here. Let's check out what this says. Ransom Valley Cemetery and Lutheran Church, land deeded by John and Jacob Dorsheimer, 1846. Interesting. Pretty sure the door is locked, but let's check it out. Actually, you can go inside. Whoa. Wow, I didn't expect that. Here's a neat little old church though. Interesting. Big old pulpit up front. There's JP out there. Let's go ahead and walk up to the pulpit here. Wow. Come in, have a seat, sir. There's room for everyone, even people like you.
I might burst at a plane down.
Just place your money right up here in the basket up here.
Okay.
$300 to attend.
That's pretty steep.
Well, you know, I gotta save up for my retirement fund.
This is something else. All right, Tom, have some respect. That's cool here, though.
Nice, so pretty neat in here. It's a really small church feel to it. Alright, let's get back to looking at the cemetery here. It is very overgrown out here. Let's see if we can find some oldies though. Wow. Look at this one. It's like the cross is crumbling there a little bit. Yeah, so some of these have obviously seen some damage. Like I said, there's been vandalism here in the past. Like some of those are knocked down. This one here as well. Some of these have some age to them. Here's a Margaret Schellenberger, 1843 to 1914. So nothing, not seeing anything terribly old in here yet. Wow. I mean, some of these are definitely newer, but it's not often you see newer graves in an abandoned condition like this. Okay, looks like there's some older ones down here. Yeah, there's there's like trees growing up in here. There's got tombstones kind of lined up in there. Let's try to read this one. Got the flags. This one is, oh, this is a Civil War veteran right here. It's got the Grand Army of the Republic symbol there. Can't quite make out his name. It's a sergeant. Can't quite read everything, but the lighting today isn't so good for reading these. Another Civil War veteran down here too. Can't quite read that. I think that was a sergeant too. So this has to be the older part, because like this one right here is just an old field stone. Take my shadow out of the way. Not really even a tombstone, just like I said, a field stone. Got some little tiny, probably children in these ones. All these children. These old graveyards. I mean, all graveyards have children, but sometimes it seems the older ones have more. Here we go. Anna Margaret died 1860. Just trying to read all of it. So it says that she was died 1860. She was 81 years old, so she was born in the 1700s. So we do have an older one here. Anna Margaret. Let's check out. So this is definitely the oldest part. Let's check. I gotta move the trees out of the way. There's John. Oh, some dates. Man, the dates are hard to read on these. Maybe you can see them better on the camera than I can. Yeah, here's another oldie. You can barely make out the name at all. I can't really make any dates either. I know a number of people mentioned bringing a piece of paper and some pencil or chalk. You can use that to find the names, but I don't have any of that with me today though. So yeah, I mean, it just has this cemetery just has a feel to it. The old tombstones, the house all overgrown. Right there's the church. Yeah, so this cemetery, kind of interesting. There's a lot of mixture of old and new ones here, because there's some much brighter, shinier, newer ones. But then you have some Civil War veterans here. Some ones people born in the 1700s. It's kind of a whole conglomeration of different people here. Like I said, I tried to do a little bit of research last night, but maybe I didn't do enough. So, like I said, some people call this the Ransom Poorhouse Cemetery. So I'm not sure if that's what this is or not. If you know, you can let me know in the comments below. Or if they're all just people that were part of that Lutheran church up there. So, not my home area, so I'm kind of just going off a little bit of what I know. Of course, if there's JP among the graves. I don't know. I think I've read that they are looking for volunteers to help clean things up here, so that's understandable considering the way it looks in here. Yeah, some are a lot newer, 1963. Was this a Dolly, wife of, wow, Jacob, something other, died 1827. Alright, well, we're gonna head out. Just a quick stop to visit this neat little cemetery here. And it's kind of abandoned, but it's not. I mean, they've restored the church, sort of there. But this cemetery is in kind of a sad shape. So this is in Ransom Township up here near, not too far from Scranton. All right, we're actually going to head down to another little cemetery that's behind this one that's down near the railroad tracks. So I might just include these two cemeteries in the same video, I think, because neither one's going to be a very long video. So, but the other one has maybe a little bit more interesting history to it. It's kind of related, has some relation to the Wyoming massacre that happened here in 1778 during the Revolutionary War. So we'll go down and check that out. All right, hopefully we can get down there. So I will see you down at the next cemetery. Yes, we made it to the second cemetery that I mentioned. This one actually has a little bit more history to it, and this one's actually better kept than the other one. This is kind of interesting. This one's actually on the other side of the railroad tracks down from Ransom. Here's a plaque for it. This plot was enclosed in 1901 by descendants of John Gardner. We'll talk about him later. And placed in charge of Dial Rock chapter something. John Gardner was captured at Exeter July 2nd, 1778 by the Indians who burned him to death at Painted Post. Let's try to read the rest of this. At Painted Post. Elizabeth Mumford, his wife, and their son John are buried here. 5 of their children were with her in the forts. It was the forts they were hiding in during the battle. There's a battle here called the Wyoming Massacre happened here. And their eldest son was killed in battle during the Wyoming Massacre. So yeah, there's some history here. This dates back pretty far. The Wyoming Massacre was a battle that happened during the Revolutionary War in 1778 when a group of patriots, if you would call them that, were pretty much defeated by a group of British and Iroquois Indians, mostly Seneca and some other tribes. And they were brutally massacred in a way. I mean, they were about 300 of them died. And of course, the Indians scalped them and stuff, and that's what they did. And some other stuff I won't mention on here happened to them. So, but that was during the Revolutionary War. A lot of that kind of stuff was happening during this time. But so we'll go in there. JP's already in there, so there's some history to this cemetery. Looks like there's some old tombstones in there as well. So Elizabeth, the wife of John, is buried in here. So let's go check it out. Oh yeah, these are definitely older. Some of these are just field stones. Check this out. Nothing really written on this one. Just let's check the other side actually. No, it's just a blank. Yeah, that's the way they did it back then. They didn't always have names on them.
There's John Gardner here.
Oh, he's up there.
Yeah. His children actually say his name.
One might be the son, I think. Oh, this one has some some writing on it. It says in memory. So in memory, hold on, let me back up here. In memory of Mary Daly. Yeah, a lot of these are just blank field stones. When you see that, you know you have an old cemetery. So a lot of these are from the 1700s. Let's walk up here. This was actually tended very nicely. My shadow's getting in the way here. Oh yeah, with the bright sun, it's difficult to make out the names. Can't really tell with that one so much, but let's see. Yeah, here's a John Gardner. Died in 1834. So this is not the John Gardner that's mentioned on the plaque out there, because he died in 1778. Oh yeah, here's another John Gardner. Wow. I should mention this is often called the Gardner Cemeteries. This John died in 1836. So, but like I said, neither one is the John Gardner mentioned in the plaque back there. Probably descendants, sons and grandsons probably. Wow. It's interesting to see this cemetery is nice and tended. Mowed, like there'd be little flower beds around everything. So between the two cemeteries, it seems like the two should be switched. It seems like this one should be the one that's all overgrown with trees and brush because it's the older one, but it's actually the one that's kept better in shape than the one that had more modern tombstones up further. So it seems like they're kind of flip-flop the condition of them. This one, yeah, it just seems that's the way it should be, but it's okay. Although some of these older ones do have some writing on them. These older field stones, you can barely make it out on the camera there. Like this one up here as well. I'm not sure if that's even English. I don't think that's English. I'm not sure what language that is. Probably German. Hey, can you make that out? See, Elish. What does that say? Elishaga. Wow, that's a name. There's a date down there. 1790. There's a date down there. 1790. So these are some old ones. Wow. That's a really neat looking tombstone right there, actually. Yeah, even this one down here has some writing on it, which I can't really make out at all. Wow. This is actually pretty cool. This one. I like this one better than the other one. The other one they both have very different vibes going on, but this one's got some much older tombstones in it. So, all right. There's JP finishing up his video. All right, well, I'm gonna end this video here because we were out earlier today. Like I think I said earlier, we were out going across a abandoned train trestle and thought we'd come out and visit these two cemeteries. I had seen them on satellite images, and a viewer had told me about this one here, so I finally decided to come. But it is hot. It's like 90 degrees, and the bugs are bad. I don't know if you can see them flying around my face. So we're gonna get back in the air condition and head out. I got a bit of a drive to get back home, but it's always fun exploring with Jay back there. So I'll put a link to his channel down below as well, so you can see his perspective of these videos as well. So anyway, thanks for coming along. I'll see you in the next video.